Hey guys, what's up? It's Hope. Today is Monday, July 10th, 2017, and I'm here just to bring you a really quick update. I know you can tell by my face and my nose, I got a little sun this weekend. We actually went camping with the boys. We take a camping trip every summer, and this year, because of my surgery and just some issues with Andy at work, we weren't able to take like a full week off, so we just went over the weekend. They still had a blast. We still have the kayaks on top of my car. They have like little kid kayaks that they kind of paddle around, and it was just so nice to get away, especially in the middle of our treatment cycle. Right now we are gearing up for our egg retrieval that's set to take place at the end of July. So this morning I kind of want to talk a little bit about where we are in that process. I know I still have a few videos to post for you guys, but this is just kind of a live update on where we are at right now. This morning I went and they drew blood at like 7:30 this morning to test my estradiol levels, just to see kind of where I'm at and how the medicine is reacting to my body. I'll go back in on Wednesday for an ultrasound to see if I have any mature follicles yet, and then they'll probably do more blood work then as well to see if they need to make any adjustments to the medicines that I'm on. Currently, I'm taking 3 injections a day. In the morning, I take 225 IU of Gonal F, and then at night, I take 10 IU of micro HCG and another 225 of Gonal F at night. So 3 injections. I'm planning on doing a medicine haul for you guys so you can kind of see what that process looks like, and so you can kind of tell what the medicines look like when they're administered and all of that stuff. But the Gonal F comes in a pen, and you just have to dial it up, and it's a super tiny needle. As far as the injections go, everything's gone really smoothly. Thankfully, Andy doesn't have a problem giving me the injections, and honestly, I'm glad that he doesn't mind. Like I said in my last video, I'm sure I could give them to myself if I had to, but I'm grateful that he's willing to participate in the process of all of this. If I'm having to get the shots, I'm grateful that he is able to give them to me. I thought whenever we went from 1 shot a day to 3 shots a day, I would be like super freaked out and panicked, but it hasn't been that bad at all. And last night I was looking at my calendar, and we're already 1 week down. We just have 1 week to go for 3 shots a day, and then they'll test my levels, and they'll continue to do that throughout the process. So Wednesday will be my initial ultrasound after starting injections, and then they'll let me know kind of when I need to come in to do more ultrasounds. So the injections really haven't been that bad. I was super stressed out and scared of doing them, but it hasn't been bad at all. The needles are like super tiny. I don't really have a whole lot of bruising, thankfully. Now, I mean, obviously y'all know that I used to be a lot heavier than I am right now. My highest weight was 330 pounds. So I still carry a lot of weight in my stomach, my lower stomach, and that's where you have to give the injections. You just have to grab your muscle, your stomach, and then inject. And because I still have quite a bit of weight in that area, it doesn't really hurt. It doesn't really sting or burn or give me any sort of crazy side effects that a lot of other women kind of complain about. Now I know after this week will be my first. Last week it was just Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday was 1 injection, and then we had a break on Thursday, and then Friday we started 3 a day. So this week it'll be 1 full week of 3 shots a day. So I'm sure by the end of it my stomach will be sore, but I haven't really experienced any bruising or just painful site areas. It hasn't been that bad at all. And so I wanted to make sure and post this video talking about the injection specifically, because I know that's kind of what scares a lot of women when they talk about IVF treatment cycles, is all of the injections you have to take, because that definitely scared me. So I guess this video is just to offer a little hope that it's really not as bad as people make it out to be, honestly. If you're willing to put your body through that, it's really, you have to be really on point as far as mentally. I'm okay with needles. Needles don't bother me. We've done so many treatment cycles and gone through so much over the last, almost 5 years that it doesn't really bother me to get blood drawn or to see needles. Other people, might be a completely different situation, but for me specifically, it hasn't been that bad of a process. So this week will be our first full week of 3 shots a day. And I'll make sure and update all of you after I go to my ultrasound on Wednesday. Tonight I plan on posting some videos. Andy's working late. We do have the boys this week, but I'm going to try to get those videos out to you guys so you can see them. I wanted to talk a little bit about the birth control they put me on at the beginning of the IVF treatment cycle. And a lot of women who go through IVF, you'll hear them say, I was on birth control in the very beginning. And my coordinator kind of explained it to me like, it kind of gets everything warm and the blood flowing and everything. The lining gets thicker and it just makes everything better for egg retrieval and for transfer. So this is the birth control they had me on. Oh, I'm sorry guys. Skies. And I was actually really nervous. I don't know if I said this in my last video. I've been on birth controls in the past only to induce my cycles, and the side effects were horrendous. Just really heavy periods, cramping, bloating. My periods would last for like 3 weeks at a time. I mean, it was really bad. So I was nervous when they said they'd have to put me on a birth control, but this one really wasn't that bad. The only symptoms I had, and I had to take just the first 3 weeks of it. And the only side effects that I had or symptoms or whatever from the medicine is I was super hormonal and just like I said, I think I said this in my last video, I'm not a big crier, but I just cried all the time. Like anything would make me super emotional. So the hormones were definitely pumping and racing, and that was a little bit different. And then sorry guys if you're watching this, but my boobs like tripled in size. Like I swear my cup size is, I mean, it's crazy, the crazy difference. It kind of reminds me of my boobs before weight loss surgery, because I feel like once a woman loses a lot of weight, the first place it goes is your boobs. And so I lost my boobs a long time ago, and so my husband is definitely enjoying it. It's way different. And this weekend when I had my swimsuit on, even my friend Heather was like, hope. And I was like, I know, it's crazy. I don't know. You just kind of like, you have to stay in really good spirits, and you have to make jokes, and you have to just try to stay in a really positive, upbeat place. And I choose to joke about how big my boobs are. Just to keep laughing and keep smiling and try not to go back to the dark place I clearly was at about a month ago. So it's so good to be in a place of hope again. My husband and I were talking about that last night, that it's after so many years of just devastation and heartache and pain, like it's nice to be in a place again where us having a baby is an option. And so that's been really, really nice for me specifically, because I've been able to focus on that and not necessarily, I'm so sorry that sun's coming in, not necessarily focus on all of the what ifs. Now I am definitely guarding my heart, and I'm definitely just trying to pray every day and just try to stay in a somewhat glass half empty. We're just taking it one step at a time. I'm not allowing myself to think too far in advance. Just one step at a time, one day at a time, one injection at a time. And I think that's the best advice that I've been given. So if you're watching this wanting some advice, I don't know if people watch me anymore for advice, but specifically related to IVF treatment cycles, it's just to take it one day at a time. Don't let the whole entire process overwhelm you. You just have to take it one step at a time. So yeah, I just wanted to make sure and log on with you guys. I will definitely be letting you know after Wednesday what the ultrasound said and what the blood work said today and on Wednesday as well, and just to continue to update y'all throughout this process. Thank you so much for all of your support and encouragement. I also had a question on another video about how I'm doing from my surgery. I had surgery on April 28th. They were supposed to remove an ovarian cyst. They ended up having to remove my entire right ovary and fallopian tube. And so recovery instead of being like a couple days, it ended up being 4 weeks. And so someone asked if I was fully recovered yet. All of my incisions are healed. I don't really have any sort of internal abdominal pain unless I sneeze or I laugh really hard, or sometimes if I bend over to pick something up, it'll hurt, but it's just internal and it's just an ache and a soreness. My doctor said that'll probably be that way probably for the next 6 months to a year, just because they had to remove the entire ovary and the entire fallopian tube on that side. So my body's definitely noticing there's something missing, and so I wanted to make sure and update you guys on all of that as well. As far as my incisions, everything is great. I'm fully healed, and I'm not in any pain unless those 3 situations kind of happen, and I have to kind of hold myself and bear down when I sneeze or laugh real hard. It gets pretty painful. But yeah, I just wanted to update y'all and let y'all know how I'm doing this morning, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for all of your prayers and support. Please keep those prayers coming as we continue to move forward with this very first and hopefully our only IVF cycle. And please keep the questions coming also. If y'all have any questions about anything, feel free to post them down below, and I will see you guys again soon. Bye!